Regulations. Democratic fracking goals. Democratic fracking goals often call for higher regulation of the fracking industry. Democratic Party pushes for federal regulation, which is not the system that is currently in place. As of now, fracking regulations are determined by the individual state and range from fracking bans to nearly unregulated fracking. The Democratic Party is willing to invest large sums of money for fracking regulations to protect the environment. At a state level, it is clear that blue states tend to regulate fracking to a higher degree. New York is an example of a highly regulated Democrat controlled state. A prime example of the Democratic fracking philosophy comes in the form of fracking regulations passed under the Obama administration. Under these laws, it was required that well maintenance and land maintenance was checked by a government official on a regular basis. This costs an estimated $14 to $32 million in regulatory compliance costs. This is an effort to protect the environment. Republican fracking goals. Republican fracking goals usually call for low regulation. The Republicans generally believe that fracking should be a state-run, and this system, this is the system that is in place. As of right now, the fracking industry is closer to the Republican ideal than to the Democrat. The Republican Party tends to care less about the environment in favor of increased profit margins. At a state level, red states tend to have little fracking regulations. Pennsylvania, the Wild West of the fracking industry, is a red state. A prime example of the Republican fracking philosophy comes in the form of fracking repeals of laws passed under the Obama administration. The laws previously mentioned were cut to save money. Members of the Republican Party argued these federal laws were redundant, and as most states required these examinations to take place regardless. There was a fair amount of backlash for this repeal, but ultimately the law no longer requires checks for fracking wells on a federal level.